Hi guys, it's Aegis here. So today I'm here with another D standard deck profile, and this time what I'm covering will be Bavsagra. So she also got some support from the festival collection. Isn't like a lot, but we do get some new cards to actually try out, and throughout some kind of research and also like watching some online videos on how people play and some lives, they came up with this build. So it combines with something from the new set. It combines something that I find interesting and putting into this build. So far it's doing me good, and you'll see it very soon. So let's do it just right now. Now for the ride deck, it's still the Bavsagra starter right line. So nothing too fancy that we need to update, where we just pick up our equipment and then we discard it so we can pick it back up and just go to Bavsagra and starting to do our thing. So nothing too fancy on this bright line, so I'm not going to explain it too much. But if you do have any questions about this line, feel free to comment down below, and I can always happy to answer your questions. And going to the main deck first, Soul is very important because for Bavsagra, even though we do have Soul Charge, but there's a lot of cards that require us to actually Soul Blast, and including her second skill, which you actually need to Soul Blast to actually wipe the front row and get a crit when you have two equipment. So it's always very important. Personal right plus power to the front row is also important. That's why we need to have both, right? So maximize full Bavsagra so that we can actually fulfill whatever we want to do. Of course, we don't always get another copy, but if you don't even run any, you won't see it. Next is Dara. It's still a very important card for you to early get two equipments. Basically, your first right turn, if you want two equipments, you need his help, or you actually need the spear to do so. That's why, and he can also gain power. But for now, I actually don't need to use his extra equipping skill that much, because I actually cut down the number of equipments that I'm actually using. So not a lot of chances I need that, but when I need, he's here, and he can just simply gain power as long as you have two equipment. So it's quite easy to gain in power. A good adjustment, 18k, so just still good. So far I don't see a reason to drop him. And let's also go into the equipment. So I'm running 3 of the swords, 2 of the spear, and 1 of the shield. So for shield, if you see me only running 1, I'm not running any guns, so shield will be my only the left equipment. So make sure you don't kind of just let it go away. And my usual pick when I use my right line with the great one, I usually pick up the shield unless I have it in hand already, because it's the only left equipment I have in the stack. And I have been using guns for quite a while, but the cost is really too heavy, and I rather just have a stable defensive, and these ones usually just do the job. The sword, I don't actually throw the sword for extra damage that much anymore, because the deck itself is already scary enough, and I usually push my opponents to 5, so I can't actually use the skill too. But with the spear, it's just really great because we can equip another one, like, and then we also get a draw one. So basically these are the usual pair. And then if you really want to go for the sword, you can go for the sword. If not, spear is just good enough because they both get 10k plus, which is a great plus to your Vanguard to like ensure the power level is there. 6 equipment so far is doing good for me because I can pick one up, and I usually eventually meet another one. So and even if some go to damage, if you heal, you can just use your Dara to actually pick it back up, so don't hurt. And then 3 of the new card, Oceania, not too sure how to pronounce that, but it's a new card, new triple rare from the set. So this card is a card that I put in the deck for testing and just states. So what this card does is when this card appears on a radar circle, depending on how many equipments, depending on which equipment you have, you gain the following ability to actually activate, which is if you have the left one, you get +10 for this unit. If you have a right one, you can counter blast one and call a Great One or lower regard from drop zone. So this is another card to help you pick up the Trick Moon or any other kind of Great One that you really need. And this card can also get 10k, so it's like a slightly better adjustment for this, because if you have an 8k boost, it's a 28k line. Even though it's only for the turn, but I think it's still kind of worth it. And as long as you have 2, you're getting like 2 evacs, so that's very important. Not only Trick Moon, there's a lot of cards that you can actually bring back, and you will see it very, very soon. Okay, next. I'm running 3 of the Sumugi. So if we are talking about Sumugi, we also need to talk about the next card, which is Folktale. So they are a combo set, or like just a combination when you put into the deck, because this card can only search for the greater or cards with stealth or like ninja, something like that. That only these 2 types are your targets. And the reason I'm running Folktale is because I don't always person right, and I always find myself lacking 1 soul. And by using her, you can actually put a card, at least have a chance to put a card into your soul without writing. So even if you miss your personal right, chances you at least get to do your Bavsagra for 2 times usually, because it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, and then you usually soul blast 1 for equipment, and then you soul charge 1 back, right? So you still have 3, so you're always missing 1, and this is the card that helps you with that 1. Yeah, so that is important, because if you have that 1, then you can do 2 times without person right. You can keep like applying the pressure. You might also ask, am I using the starter PG because it's also a stealth or a ninja card? And the answer is no, because I rather have it in my hand than going into my soul, because I don't have a ways to actually pick it back up. So I'm using these instead. And Sumugi, his basic uses is just go into the soul, but of course if you want to use the skill to actually soul blast 1 to pick up a ninja normal unit back in the soul, so it's like a soul switch, because you soul blast 1 and then you put another 1 back, then you at least put a Folktale in there, because who knows, maybe sometimes you have your equipment put in the soul and you actually want it to be out, so that you can use Dara to actually equip that, while you can like basically have a person right to secure the extra soul. You can do that. So this is another way to help you out. And sometimes when you want to actually call more extra Great One lower regards and you don't have them in your drop, he can also help you out, right? So he is not like just a fodder to put in the soul, but he has his own uses, just not that frequently being used, but at least it's there. And I really find this package really helpful, because there are so many games that I tested. I am lacking that 1, so I don't have person right, and when I have a Folktale, look at top 7, find a ninja, put it in, done. That's why I like this set so much. I also tried it, the new card of the Great One, that plus 5k and gain intercept Great One, but because usually I have this and probably this in front, I don't need to actually switch that much, and I probably don't face decks that retire my fields that much, so I don't see a need for that. And if they are like, if they can actually retire my field, having a great one deck with intercept is still not going to help because they will still be going away. So I don't quite see the need, and that's why I don't actually play the card anymore. But it's interesting card. You can still run it. In my previous version I did run it and it does works, but I love this pair a lot better. That's just personal preference. And then for the booster PG, because they are just better, I can just guard with one if I don't have enough hands, so still a better option to do. And then for the Trick Moon, because it's still the high power booster, it's still a good counter charger, and you don't care about Trick Moon like going into the drop zone because you're just bringing it back. Now we don't just have Bavsagra to do so, because once we get 2 equipments we might not be like equipping a lot again and again, so we have the great tool to actually pick him up, which is very nice. Okay, and go to triggers. Dragon Empire over trigger. Withstanding Vanguard is always nice. Not like Overlord, or even just with Overlord we can just still standing it anyway, so still no harm to actually use this card rather than other. At least like so far I still think the Dragon Empire one is still feeling the deck the most. And then 4 Soul Crit, because again we need a lot of souls, and to maximize the damage we can apply, 4 more normal crits, and then 3 draws and 4 heals. Yeah, so trigger is pretty straightforward. We just have some kind of little draw power, but trying to push through everything with crit. We can also gain crit with Bavsagra. As long as you plan it well, you can have 2 equipments on the first right turn, and so last 2 and gain a crit and wipe the front row, and have a Trick Moon behind and just swing for like 43, something like that. Just scare your opponents every single turn. And if you have a Folktale, then you can hopefully get another soul, so even if you don't have person right, you can still do the same thing the next turn. And after these 2 turns, usually what I experience is your opponent will actually dry out with their resources, because the Vanguard power is actually quite high, it's with crit, and then they just need to give you a lot of resources to actually guard, and they can't simply come back. So after testing like different options, this is the optimal setup that I think works for me the most. Especially again this ninja set, I never thought like the support for Tamayura is actually helping Bavsagra this much, which I'm very impressed. So yeah, do have to try. Let me know your thoughts, and any questions I can always answer in the comments down below. Subscribe my channel for more deck profiles and more unboxing, more fight videos. I trying to do more, and I did record a lot of premium matches. I just need to find some time to sit down and actually edit them, because premium involves a lot more cards and I need to actually look for them for while editing. It's not like the standard, which we don't play a lot of different type of cards, so there's a lot of things that we don't need to like keep adding things in the video. So yeah, but those will be coming. Premium deck profiles will be coming, and then next will be also be the unboxing for V-Clan collection set. So a lot of things coming in. I'm still excited for this game, still enjoying the game. I play a lot of premium lately, and I probably will also update a premium Bavsagra to actually test, and if works then I will showcase. Hopefully I can. And yeah, that's it for this video for today, and thanks for watching guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.